shouldn't be here tonight, man. I shouldn't be here. But we are live, man. NXT tonight, man. I don't know what to say. First time I watched all the way through live in many weeks. I'm not too thrilled about what I'm seeing on Wednesday nights. Adam Culver's Velveteen Dream tonight. Main event. Not bad. Don't understand why it happened, but not bad. Timothy Thatcher loses to Leon Ruff clean tonight. WWE is setting up for New Year's Evil. Rhea Ripley versus Dakota Kai. Io Shirai is attacked by somebody not named Toni Storm, who also didn't want to be in Retribution, so she made her way back down to NXT on Wednesday nights. And Johnny Gargano celebrates a very Gargano Christmas. Tonight we're celebrating why NXT is just not the same. Right here on the NXT post show. Right here on Off the Script. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Wednesday night. This is your NXT post show right here on Off the Script. A little different tonight, man. A little different tonight. I didn't really expect to be here. To be quite honest with you, I wasn't even going to come on here because I'm going to look at the audience watching me, and I thought to myself, if I go live, the majority of my audience is going to be watching AEW because by the time we all go live, Dynamite itself is going to start airing on TNT. That's exactly what happened. Let me check the chat. I doubt anybody gives a shit about this. Shot 329 people in the chat, man. How the mighty have fallen in NXT. I could sit here all day long and talk about why this show sucks and why this show isn't the same, but I will not do that, man, because I don't want to be here for 3 fucking hours. I really don't. But what I really should have done, and Salrex just texted me, and Jesse, who I usually do Wednesday nights with for AEW, they both said the same thing. I should have really just set up a watch-along for AEW Dynamite instead of doing an actual podcast just for the week because of the NBA basketball game. Now, I didn't think of that. Normally, I think of these things. I'm quick-witted, and I'm usually good with these types of decisions, but I don't know why I didn't come up with that. That was a good idea. And now it's going to have to wait because I'm here and you're there, and we got NXT to talk about. And I'm sure this is not the only time that AEW is going to be preempted on TNT. So the next time this happens and we see NXT and then we do AEW at 10 o'clock or 10:30, I may just do a watch along on the channel. So make sure you guys are keeping that in the back of your mind. And that's what I think I'm going to do moving forward. Because I don't like these types of nights, man. They just throw me all off. They kind of ruin the momentum that we got, you know? They just throw a wrench into everybody's plans. I was hoping that Dynamite actually came on at around 9:30-ish. But then when I flipped over to TNT and I seen the basketball score like 120 to 120 or some shit like that, I'm like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Man, what is this, a video game simulation? I was hoping that the show would go on at 9:30. If it went on at 9:30, it would go to 11:30, and I'd come on here and do a dual review. Because clearly I needed something to watch between 8 and 9:30. I would have watched NXT. We would have talked NXT and AEW tonight. But again, that didn't happen, and I may do a watch-along next time this situation comes up on Wednesday night. Man, the show does not feel the same at all. You know, you could blame the pandemic. You could blame the pandemic. I mean, it's clearly a defining factor as to why this show isn't the same. Vic Joseph, you know, if Morrow was there, it would be a lot easier on the ears, and it would be a lot more entertaining, and it would be a lot more exciting. Vic Joseph is not bad, but he does not fit NXT. You can't do it. You can't go from doing Monday Night Raw and main roster garbage to full-time in NXT. You just can't do it. You know, Tom Phillips never went from NXT to the main roster and then went full-time back in NXT. Or he didn't start on the main roster and then go full-time to NXT. No, you can't do that. If Tom Phillips came back to NXT full-time, it would feel the same way. Tom Phillips is not bad either. He sounds like a fucking android. He sounds overproduced like a motherfucker. And so does Vic Joseph. But it just doesn't feel the same with that voice. They don't have the proper voice on this show. I will say that time and time and time again. He's good. But my God, man, does Morrow... The value of Mauro Ranallo exceeded anybody's initial expectations. If you hated the fucking guy, he made the whole show. He made the whole show. He made the show different. He really did. He separated NXT from being a main roster product. Now all it does is feel like a main roster product with Vic Joseph behind the commentary mic. That's all it does. I can't stand this guy's fucking commentary style, man, for NXT. Mauro Ranallo, you know, some people said he's cheesy, he's over the top, he gets excited about everything, but he made the fucking match. He made the small moments that didn't feel significant. He made those small moments feel significant. You got Vic Joseph over there. All I hear from this guy in commentary is, calling a move. I don't know whether I'm watching a guy call a wrestling match or a guy get a fucking blowjob and him ejaculating everywhere. What the fuck? That's his call. What is that? I mean, give me a break, man. That's who they have on NXT? Tell you, man, Morrow added so much. Morrow added so much to the commentary booth, man. I'm telling you. And I really do hope he ends up with NXT, with AEW, rather. I really do. Or if he comes back to NXT, I'll welcome him back to NXT. He don't want it, though. He don't want it. He don't want to do it. They don't respect him. The workload is too much. Nigel McGuinness. They fit each other like fucking gloves. Really. Now he's over in NXT UK. That was the heart and soul of this brand. You don't even have that anymore. You get rid of that, you got nothing. You got nothing. So what happened tonight? This is the first time legitimately that I watched in many, many weeks. And like I said, I could sit here and say it doesn't feel like the same show. We had a main event of Adam Cole versus the Velveteen Dream. We had a very Gargano Christmas. Rhea Ripley, who every time I look at, I just cringe in fear. I really do. Not because I don't like Rhea Ripley. I do to an extent. I think she's overproduced. But every time I think of Rhea Ripley, man, I just think of the horrors that are awaiting that woman. I really do. She went up against Dakota Kai. Io Shirai has a plethora of talents chasing her for that NXT Women's title, whether it's Ember Moon, Toni Storm, or now a returning Mercedes Martinez. She has ditched the Retribution faction because she knew it was an utter failure. So good on her, man. She was the only one to go and say something about that. You don't take somebody from the main roster and move them back down to NXT without them saying something. They can come up with all the fucking excuses in the world. COVID, my son is compromised, whatever the case may be. She knew it would ruin her career. So she said, fuck it. And now she's back. Bronson Reed made his return. We got this newcomer, Tyler Rust. This is my first time seeing Tyler Rust. I had to do some background on him. They paired him with Malcolm Bivens after Malcolm Bivens had the two Jinder Mahals as a tag team. I don't know what the fuck happened to them, but he's back now managing Tyler Rust. Swerve is a heel now. He went up against Jake Atlas. And Timothy Thatcher against Leon Ruff. Then they book a match between him and Gargano, or not Gargano, or Ciampa, Thatcher and Ciampa at New Year's Eve. In a pit fight match, or a fight pit match, whatever the fuck it's called. How are you going to book a fight pit between two guys that had A, nothing going on between each other, and B, after Thatcher already lost clean to Ciampa, and then tonight lost clean to Leon Ruff? I mean, this is the half-ass booking that I'm talking about when it comes to NXT. It doesn't make any sense. The old NXT wouldn't book something like that in that fashion. So that was tonight's show. We'll go over it, what happened. We'll have some fun. I'll be here. We'll hang out, whatever. I am taking this very lightly tonight. I don't give a shit at all. I'm just here because normally I'm here on Wednesday night, and I wanted to do something instead of not doing anything at all for you guys on Wednesday night. If you guys are new to the stream, which I'm assuming most of you are regulars in here, if you're new to the stream, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. Make sure you go and check out all the other content that you might have missed on the channel. We got some Monday Night Raw stuff coming from the show on Monday. That was live. Go and check that out. We got the pay-per-view review on Sunday. TLC. Go and check that out. And I will, programming note, I will be live on Christmas Day, Christmas night. We will be going live right here for the SmackDown post show. Shaping up to be a big show. We got some spoilers already leaked out there. How? I don't know. Because it's a closed set. Unless they invited fans in the Thunderdome and somebody leaked the spoilers. But it ended up being a big show. Very newsworthy show. We got a title change happening on that show. And that's all I will say. And there's 3 championships on the line. Good luck guessing which one that is. If you guys were paying attention, you would have heard me say which one that would be last week and the week before that. So it's not really a spoiler per se, but what I said actually became a reality. So I'll be live on Christmas Day. We'll go over that. Should be a big show. They're shaping it up to be a must-see show on Friday night on Fox. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Go and check that out. Go and support the podcast via Patreon. You guys have several different exclusive items you can sign up for on the Patreon, so go and do that for me this holiday season. If you guys want to go and get your masks, mouthmasker.com/OTS for your black off-the-script masks. If you guys want some t-shirts, bonfire.com is the home for the exclusive shop of Off the Script, bonfire.com. And today's show is sponsored by my good friends over at Dr. Squatch, drsquatch.com. They got some holiday sales. Go and check that out. Don't become a typical stereotype when you talk about pro wrestling and pro wrestling fans. Look and smell your best and beat those fucking stereotypes, man. drsquatch.com Use code SCRIPT at checkout to save an additional 20% off everything on their website. And I want to thank them for supporting Off the Script. Did you guys know the Slammy Awards happened today? Told you we're going to have some fun, man. The less I talk about NXT, I think the better off it would be. Slammy Awards were this morning. I did not watch because, quite frankly, I could not bring myself to fucking care about an award show that WWE wants to bring back every 7 years. It's the first time since 2015 that WWE has done the Slammy Awards. They made their return on Wednesday morning. They loaded this show up with people. We had R-Truth, Shawn Michaels, Nicole Palazzi, Snooki, who then also teased getting back in the ring. No thank you, honey. No thank you. Stay on the Jersey Shore. Or like MJF said on social media this morning, I'll give you some tip. And then he re-quoted himself, tips. Pretty much insinuating that she's nothing more than a fucking whore. Anyway, Snooki, McFoley, Method Man. We got Demi Burnett, the Bachelorette, Trish Stratus, Derek Baker, Ken Jeong, Clark Duke, Rico Rodriguez, and Rainey Rodriguez with Ric Flair presenting awards. In the top category of the awards, Drew McIntyre won Superstar of the Year. He also won Male Superstar of the Year, while Sasha Banks was the winner of the Female Superstar of the Year. And then Undertaker and AJ Styles in the Boneyard match won Best Match of the Year in WWE from WrestleMania 36. So let's go over the categories and said winners of the Slammy Awards. I figured this would be fun tonight. We had the most 24/7 championship creative pin. So the most creative pin in winning the 24/7 championship. You can tell how much of a joke these Slammy Awards are just by this award. So the winner was, out of everything we've seen, Drew Gulak pinning R-Truth after dressing up as a janitor. Won the award. So Drew Gulak came back to the WWE, re-signed for 5 years to win a 24/7 championship, dressed up as a janitor, and then win a Slammy Award for his troubles. Awesome. We got Male Superstar of the Year. Drew McIntyre won, like I previously mentioned. Other nominees, Randy Orton, Braun Strowman, which by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, man. This is groundbreaking information, man. This is bigger news than Santa Claus resuming his schedule this holiday season. This is bigger than all the elves working in the workshop. This is bigger than everybody's Christmas list this year, man, whether you're naughty or nice. Braun Strowman's on the garbage list. He didn't even make the naughty or nice list. He's on JD's garbage list. This is unbelievable information. You are not going to believe what I got in store for you, man. This is bigger than any fucking review that I'm going to do for the rest of the week, man. You ready for this? You ready for this? Braun Strowman. Braun fucking Strowman. Braun Strowman. He runs fast. He runs fast. I know, man. I'm absolutely shocked at this information. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. I'm surprised they didn't have a fucking category for Braun Strowman winning the superstar who runs the most this year award. Braun Strowman would win it. Anyway, we got Drew McIntyre winning over Randy Orton, Braun Strowman. Oh my God, man. Are you fucking serious? Oh my God, man. I can tell whoever came up with these fucking awards, man, you gotta be the biggest blithering idiot on the face of the on what planet On what planet would Bray Wyatt be a superstar of the... This guy was buried for the entire year. You're going to give this guy superstar of the year? After February, this guy should have won most dead superstar of the year. Are you fucking serious? Unbelievable, man. Bray Wyatt, superstar of the year. Oh, man. Jesus Christ, bro. I am. Oh, my God. That is hilarious. That is the greatest joke of all time, man. Seriously. Anyway, we got Roman Reigns. How does Drew McIntyre win Superstar of the Year over Roman Reigns? Are you fucking serious? I mean, I don't give a shit what this guy did in this kayfabe award for the year. Roman Reigns is by far and away the most important individual in this entire company. And Drew McIntyre, he won the Royal Rumble. He won the WWE title twice. Roman Reigns is literally carrying this company on his back, while Drew McIntyre is on a show that is getting the lowest rating 15 times over in the history of the show in this year alone. So who is more valuable to the WWE, man? Drew McIntyre or Roman Reigns? I think they fucked up. Male superstar of the year. Ring gear of the year. This was won by the New Day. The New Day won Ring Gear of the Year, folks, if you fucking care about the Slammy Awards. The other nominees were I Am the Returning Android, Sasha Banks, Seth Rollins, Bianca Belair, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Carmella. Now, I don't give a fuck about this. I would actually go with Bianca Belair. The woman makes her own outfits. And she looks great every time she comes out. No, but we're going to give it to the New Day, though. We're going to give it to the ones that everybody knows just so that we can hype up this irrelevant award. Great. Return of the Year. Nominees were MVP, Goldberg, Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns, and the winner, Edge. Edge won Return of the Year. Based on what? I don't know. He came into the Royal Rumble, didn't win the Royal Rumble. Great moment. Didn't win the Royal Rumble. Had a WrestleMania match with Randy Orton, which fucking sucked. One of the worst WrestleMania matches ever. And then he's got a match under his belt with Randy Orton that was labeled the greatest wrestling match ever that never was going to reach those heights. And then he got hurt in said match and is out for 9 months. But Edge wins Return of the Year. Great. Great. I would actually give it to MVP over Edge. I would give it to Roman Reigns, absolutely, over Edge. It's definitely a toss-up between MVP and Roman Reigns for completely different reasons. Reigns, you know. And he walked away for being a good Samaritan. He walked away looking like the fucking superhero he is, not wanting to do WrestleMania for whatever reason. Then you got MVP. This guy, single-handedly, with his return, resurrected 3 careers. Bobby Lashley was dead. Shelton Benjamin was fucking in catering, dead. He was about to become an executive chef to Titus. And we got Cedric Alexander. What was he doing? What was he doing on WWE television? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. He saved 3 careers, and you want to give it to Edge, who basically did nothing this year. WWE fucking up all over the place with these Slammy Awards, man. Musical Performance of the Year, that went to Elias. Here's a free Slammy Award. Rivalry of the Year. Look at this terrible category. R-Truth versus The World. Sasha Banks versus Bayley. Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. Seth Rollins versus the Mysterio family. Lana versus the announce table. You knew they had to put that in there. You knew Vince McMahon was going to okay that one. And then we got winner, Edge versus Randy Orton for the feud of the year. Just based off the promo work, I probably give it to them. But man, oh man, Sasha Banks versus Bayley? And the entire storyline that built up to that match? Come on, man. Come on, man. Really? I don't know about that one. Everything else is a fucking joke. Seriously. Rollins and the Mysterio family overstayed its welcome by 9 months. They just continued to just give us match after match after match with Dominic and Rollins and Mysterio and Dominic and all this other shit, man. Fucking ridiculous. Female Superstar of the Year. Nominees are Asuka, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Sasha Banks wins Female Superstar of the Year. I have no problems with that at all. Asuka should absolutely be, if I don't know how the voting was done here, but Asuka realistically should have won the fucking award. Really. She was there all through the pandemic every single week in that empty performance center, man. Honestly. Sasha Banks was there too, but Asuka was just on a completely different level. On some weeks, she was carrying that show. Carrying that show on her back. Charlotte Flair, Superstar of the Year. She was out for 9 months! Why is she in the running? And look at the nominees in this fucking award. If that doesn't tell you the state of women's wrestling in WWE, I don't know what does. Breakout Star of the Year. Otis, Murphy, Bianca Belair, Dominic Mysterio, and the winners, the Street Profits. Just based on everybody, I'd give it to the Street Profits because everybody else, Bianca, hopefully they know what they're doing with her. Dominic, he had 1 month of, oh my God, look at what Dominic can do, and then they took him off TV. Otis, failure. And Murphy, he was nothing more than a puppet to Seth Rollins for the entire year. Social Media Superstar of the Year, Bayley. They didn't list any other nominees. Male and female Trash Talkers of the Year, The Hurt Business and Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans wins something for basically doing nothing on television. Great. Love when they award people who don't do anything. WWE Network Documentary of the Year, Undertaker Last Ride. No shit. Celebrity Appearance of the Year, Rob Gronkowski. Yes, because they know no other celebrity would want to make a fucking appearance on this godforsaken show. Double Cross of the Year, Bayley turning against Sasha Banks. I don't know about that one, man. I don't know about that one. When I think of Double Cross of the Year, I'm thinking of Randy Orton attacking Edge after the Royal Rumble. That was pretty damn fucking good, man. I think that was being talked about by everybody. Bayley and Sasha probably are a number 2 for me. Referee of the Year, Charles Robinson. Mini Nate. Moment of the Year, The Undertaker's Final Farewell, Survivor Series 2020. I don't know about that, man. That was awful. That wasn't even a moment, really. It was just like every other fucking Undertaker appearance. Now it's time for me to rest in peace. How many times have we heard him say that? It's not like we're not going to see him again. The ratings are a 1.5. The moment of the year is when Drew McIntyre eliminated Brock Lesnar from the Royal Rumble. Other nominees for moment of the year. Drew McIntyre defeating Brock Lesnar for the WWE title. Becky Lynch announces her pregnancy. Edge returns in the Men's Royal Rumble. I'd even take that over the fucking Undertaker. New Day's farewell address. New Day's farewell address to who? Big E? They were back on SmackDown doing fucking New Day shit 3 weeks later. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. I'd even take that over the fucking Undertaker. Bayley betrays Sasha Banks, and the New Day gets drafted to different brands. Whatever. Tag Team of the Year. I'd love for you to know, or let me know, Who are the tag teams in WWE to even fill out this nominee list? Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro, The New Day, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, and Bayley and Sasha Banks. No, but the Street Profits won Tag Team of the Year. Bayley and Sasha Banks ran this fucking shit for 4 months. Meanwhile, the Street Profits did nothing. They were wrestling the fucking Viking Raiders in a dumpster. Match of the Year. Undertaker versus AJ Styles Boneyard match was the winner. Other nominees, The New Day versus The Hurt Business. This was a match on Raw that they put in the nominee list. This was for the Raw Tag Team Championship. A match from Monday Night Raw made the best match of the year list. You can tell how bad WWE was this year just by that. Edge vs. Randy Orton, greatest wrestling match ever. How are you going to have the greatest wrestling match ever in title and it doesn't win best match of the year? Look at how fucking stupid they are. Good match. Give it a 4-star. The greatest match ever? Yeah. Men's Royal Rumble match from 2020. AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan for the Intercontinental title on SmackDown June 12. I would have taken that over the Undertaker AJ Styles match. Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso, Hell in a Cell match. Sasha Banks versus Bayley, Hell in a Cell match. AJ versus Sami Zayn versus Jeff Hardy for the Intercontinental title at Clash of Champions. I would have even taken that match over the Undertaker AJ Styles. Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns. I would have taken that match over AJ Styles than the Undertaker. And Becky Lynch versus Asuka at the Royal Rumble. I don't even remember. Why the fuck is it even there? It wasn't that good. And then Superstar of the Year, Drew McIntyre. Other nominees, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, Asuka, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair, man. WWE, just by that fucking nominee list, man. Make new stars. What a fucking terrible list, man. My God. And Superstar of the Year is Roman Reigns. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. At all. We got 709 fucking people in here, man. I didn't even expect half of that. But thank you guys for joining me, man. Let's get into this fucking review, will you? NXT. We opened up with Killian, Dain, and Drake Maverick versus Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan. This was for the NXT Tag Team titles. The state of the NXT Tag Team division summed up in one match. Trash. Absolute trash. This was the gold standard. Legitimately. It's just not the gold and black brand. This was the gold standard for tag team wrestling in WWE. Now it's become just like the main roster. And they've done nothing to remedy it. Nothing. So we got this match happening. Before the tag team champions could make their way out to the ring, Burch and Lorcan, Dain and Maverick jumped them from behind to take control from the start. Listen, I might not be the biggest fan of Drake Maverick, but I gotta give him props, man. He looks fucking fantastic. Physically, he looks fantastic. I don't think he's ever looked as good as he does now. Killian, Dain, and them as a tag team, it's something that I could absolutely get myself used to. It's a happy-go-lucky team. You know, underdog from behind team. I think it's great. But the fact that their tag team division is so lacking is what my problem is. Seriously. You got these two teams. Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch are fantastic. Then you got Imperium. Then you got the grizzled young veterans. And then you got Undisputed Era. On paper, it sounds good, but is Imperium here to stay? Are the grizzled young veterans here to stay? Are the Undisputed Era going to be in NXT forever? No. There are legitimately no tag. Then you got Everrise. They're not on a level yet where I could put them in there with one of the top tag teams on NXT. Breezango's there. Breezango's more like a main roster act than they are an NXT team. And they've seen their one title run, and that's it. That's it. They're there to enhance other talent with their main roster experience. So we got Dain and Maverick jumping the tag team champions from the start. So they go for weapons early. They set up tables. And this allows Oney and Danny to take control because they're busy setting up tables and looking for kendo sticks and chairs underneath the ring. This is a no DQ match, street fight. Yet we see tag teams tagging in and out. Now, I don't know if this is forgotten about when the producer is going over said match, but there's no disqualification. Why are you on the apron waiting for a tag? Just get in the fucking ring and battle it out. We've seen this same thing on Monday Night Raw with the holiday Christmas street fight. I see these 4 geeks on the apron, and they're waiting for a fucking tag in the ring. Just go get a fucking chair and start swinging the chair around. Teams are tagging in and out. Don't know why. It's a no disqualification match. We got Oney, Lorcan, and Danny Burch making use of steel chairs here. And they're keeping Maverick isolated in the ring. Apparently the steel chairs were used against them. I think Dain actually back body dropped Lorcan onto 2 chairs. It looked pretty fucking brutal. He landed really stiff on those chairs. So Dain, he was eventually taking control of this thing. They put a stop to that. Dain, he was on the apron, and Oney, Lorcan, and Danny Burch tried to send him through a table that was set up on the 2 tables, in fact, on the outside. So he goes flying off the apron in a very just weird way. He didn't fly off the apron, and he didn't let his weight break the table. It looked like when Dain, if you guys were watching tonight, he flew off the apron, and it was almost as if he didn't want to make the jump or make the fall through the table. So he landed, and none of the tables broke, and then he was just forgotten about during the rest of the match. Really, really bad and embarrassingly bad spot. That was a major botch there. So we got Killian Dain. He got back into the ring. Hot tag. I thought that was the end of him. Apparently not. Got a hot tag. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. Dain was knocked off the apron after the hot tag. So he got the hot tag, and then he went through the tables, and then the botch happened. So Maverick comes in. He hits some low blows. He begins taking control of this match. So the champions pick up a cricket bat and use it right in the chest on Drake Maverick. Lorcan and Burch hit their double team finish, the Magic Killer, or whatever the fuck they call it. And they make the pin and they retain the tag team titles. It was a fun little match to open the show. Nothing memorable here. I'm not going to go back and watch this match. It just makes me realize that tag team wrestling in NXT isn't the same at all. It's just not the same whatsoever. And I hope in 2021, they really start doing something to remedy that. This was the house for tag team wrestling in WWE. When they weren't doing it right on the main roster, we were doing it right in NXT. Now, it's just as bad as the main roster. Plus, you got 2 or 3 teams additionally on NXT. And again, we don't know how long Undisputed Era is going to be on NXT TV in 2021. They're due for a call-up any time now, which I'm afraid of. Christmas at the Garganos. Johnny Gargano was home filming his family, The Way, Indy Hartwell, Austin Theory, his wife. He was playing the piano, and he said, "You've heard of Elf on the Shelf. What about Gargano on a piano?" Gargano said he had a question for the love of his life, so he takes the camera and he zooms in on the North American title. He doesn't zoom in on Candice at first. He zooms in on the North American title. Then he zooms in on Candice. She didn't see it, but we all saw it. Gargano's wearing a very Christmas-esque, festive suit. I believe it had Christmas trees or elves on it. Wasn't really paying attention, but it was red and very Christmas-like. He gave Austin Theory a gift. And he gave Austin Theory the Gargano Whey protein powder. Awesome. You guys know whey protein powder. This is the Gargano Whey protein powder. And not the same way that they spell whey, not W-H-E-Y. It's the Gargano Whey, W-A-Y. Gotta love Johnny Gargano, man. I laughed my ass off at that. Awesome. They're setting up for New Year's Evil. Finn Bálor and Kyle O'Reilly have a rematch for the NXT title. Tonight there was a great sit-down back and forth between the two watching. This was in separate scenes. They weren't together watching their match, but they were watching their match back at the last TakeOver show. And New Year's Evil is going to be the rematch. Kyle O'Reilly and Finn Balor too. Tonight, they watched, and O'Reilly said Balor was the man he was destined to face for a long time. Balor said as soon as you lock up with somebody, you know everything about them. Whether they're nervous, scared, or excited, he says O'Reilly is calm and collected and on another level. He said O'Reilly makes him feel alive. O'Reilly then said to Finn that he remembered the moment of the match where hope escaped his body and watching it kind of pissed him off. Balor said he was a shark in the water and smelled blood. O'Reilly said he can't blame Balor because he would have done the same thing. Then they both relived at the same time the moment where O'Reilly broke Balor's jaw. Balor was upset that people only remembered that moment and seemed to overlook the fact that the match was great and the fact that Balor won. O'Reilly said last time he shattered Balor's jaw, next time they see him in the ring with Balor, he's going to shatter Balor's legacy. This was awesome. This was awesome, man. You know, I don't know what they got planned for the Undisputed Era. I really don't. I could see Adam Cole getting called up by himself and the rest of the guys staying back because if they call up the Undisputed Era collectively as a four-piece, they're all going to fail. And that's going to be the straw. That's going to be the straw that broke the camel's back for a lot of fucking people, man. Those are four guys that absolutely should not in any way, shape, or form fail in any fucking promotion on any show, period. They're better than everybody on both shows now! How dare you bring them to your show and not do anything with them like you should? Adam Cole, I can see going to the main roster. I'm afraid, because everybody before him has failed. But I could see O'Reilly staying back. I could see Fish and Strong staying back. Really. Cole is a future main event WrestleMania guy. He's a future world champion. If nobody sees that, open your fucking eyes. Open your eyes. You know how many people ask me, JD, if you had the pick of the litter, to start your promotion with three guys right now, who would they be? They would be Roman Reigns, Adam Cole, and Kenny Omega. That's who I would start my promotion with. Those guys are in a league of their own. Adam Cole is a future piece of the WWE puzzle. If Vince doesn't see it, if fucking Bruce doesn't see it, then they shouldn't be where they are. That would say to me that they've lost all of their fucking natural instinct for talent completely. Adam Cole should be on the main roster, but I fear for what is going to happen next year. He is doomed to fail. Absolutely. Mackenzie Mitchell caught up with Tyler Rust and Malcolm Bivens. I didn't know anything about Tyler Rust before this show. All I seen was Triple H promoting the hell out of him a couple of weeks ago on social media. Had to do some light back work on this situation. Apparently, he was a regular on New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong, which I didn't realize, I didn't know. And he was actually a part of the December recruitment class at the Performance Center. And he's already on TV. He's also a former WWE talent. I believe he had a match on 205 Live back in 2019. So this is not his first go-around in the WWE. This is his first major push in the WWE. He looks great. I didn't really see too much out of him in the ring tonight. Hopefully he is as good in the ring as they are making him out to be. But the pairing with Malcolm Bivens, I'm a big fan of Malcolm Bivens, man. I think Malcolm Bivens is the type of guy that could be the MVP, legitimately MVP, like MVP is for the Hurt Business, the MVP of NXT. Give him a collection of talent, have him do what he does best, which is speak, and get them over. He sounds great. So we'll see what happens there. Bivens was talking about Rust. Bivens said Rust had the best NXT debut in history. I don't know about that, bro. Tonight with Bivens at his side, he proved he was a diamond in the rust. He said, let's go make some money to Rust, who offered a fist bump after a vicious fist bump last week. Bivens went in carefully so Rust didn't hurt him this time around. Isiah Swerve Scott, who's now heel. He went up against Jake Atlas. Swerve is a heel now, and Jake Atlas still bores me to fucking tears. A lot of people were like on social media, oh, Swerve, this is a much-needed heel turn. It's great for him. Mega talented guy. He's unbelievable in the ring. I'm a big fan of Swerve. But this is the type of talent I look at. And it's sad that I have to say this because this is another guy that I'd love to have on a roster if I was able to draft talent myself. This is the type of guy that you look at and you see everybody before him got all the talent in the fucking world, got a great look. But you look at Isiah Swerve Scott and you think this guy's going to make it on the main roster, this is it for Swerve. This is it. A lot of people are like, oh, he's going to be a big deal. No, he's not. You look at Swerve. You think Vince McMahon's going to give Swerve a look? You think Bruce is going to give Swerve a chance? Give me a fucking break. They got Ricochet on Monday Night Raw that they've done nothing with. They got Aleister Black sitting around doing nothing. Yet they're going to give Swerve a shot. This is it. The ceiling for Swerve is NXT. That's it. Swerve has this new attitude. Took control of the match early against Atlas with some ground-based offense. Atlas regaining control, sends Swerve to the outside. Swerve looked frustrated. Swerve was back in control after a small commercial break. Sunset flip bomb from Atlas to get a near fall. We got a poison Rana from the second rope from Atlas. And Scott reversed through it and landed on his feet. Unbelievable talent. The guy is clearly mega talented. That's all I can say. Swerve Scott landed a rear headbutt, landed his finisher, called the confidence boost, and he pinned Atlas as the referee didn't see the headbutt, the nasty headbutt that he gave Jake Atlas. I believe they showed a replay on the big screen. Atlas seen it. Atlas was upset that Scott had to go to that route to win the match. Scott offered a sign of respect, and Atlas said, fuck off, guy. Walked out of the ring, walked up the ramp, and that was it. Decent match, but Isiah Swerve Scott turning heel is not really going to do anything for a dying 205 Live brand. I don't know who gives a shit about Isiah Swerve Scott turning heel and what he's going to offer 205 Live. The guy's worth so much more than that, but I feel like this is just the extent of him in WWE. He's not going past NXT. Undisputed Era. They were backstage. They had an interview. Mackenzie Mitchell spoke to Adam Cole and Roderick Strong. Bobby Fish is out with a minor injury. He won't be out long. He'll be back in a couple of weeks. Adam Cole and Strong put over Kyle O'Reilly, saying that he's going to win the NXT Championship and that the NXT Championship is coming back to the Undisputed Era. Velveteen Dream walked in to the dismay of many on social media. Still, I'm sure Fire Velveteen is trending as we speak right now. Velveteen Dream walked in and he said, my, oh my, have the mighty of NXT have fallen. He said that O'Reilly was obviously the leader of the Undisputed Era, and the others were only lackeys at this point in time. Cole smacked Dream across the face and said there is not a leader in the Undisputed Era, and if you want to talk shit, I'll meet you in the ring tonight on NXT. So an impromptu match was made, very Monday Night Raw-esque, between Adam Cole and the Velveteen Dream. Timothy Thatcher addressed his goings-on in NXT in the back promo. He said, at TakeOver, Ciampa tried to take his ear, and he tried to take Ciampa's neck. He said he tried to ask Ciampa for a fight, but he was ignored. No respect. He said tonight he'd take liberties upon himself with Leon Ruff. And if Ciampa was the man he says he was, he would stop Thatcher. Rhea Ripley versus Dakota Kai. This was the only women's match of the evening here tonight. Very good match. Raquel Gonzalez was banned from ringside. I look at Rhea Ripley. I do. I see somebody that should be on the main roster right now. I look at Rhea Ripley, and I look at everything that Becky Lynch should be. A lot of people were saying Rhea Ripley was the new Becky Lynch. Remember when Becky Lynch had the bloody nose and the SmackDown shirt and she was standing tall in that star-making moment when Nia Jax broke her nose? That's what Rhea Ripley was. And then Becky Lynch won the title, and then she declined week after week after week after week. They did nothing to enhance Becky Lynch after she won the title. But Rhea Ripley was coming along. Rhea Ripley won the NXT Championship in December last year, around the same time. She beat Shayna Baszler. Everybody was happy for her. I was happy for her. You were happy for her. Everybody was happy for her. Then it was Royal Rumble time. Charlotte Flair won the Royal Rumble. Charlotte Flair was not going to challenge Becky Lynch. Charlotte was not going to challenge Bayley, because we've done that before time and time again. So WWE, first of all, Charlotte wasn't even supposed to win the fucking Royal Rumble. Charlotte was supposed to lose the Royal Rumble. Shayna was supposed to win the Royal Rumble, but I have within good judgment to know that Shayna Baszler was the one to win, but Charlotte didn't want to get eliminated by an NXT wrestler. So fuck Charlotte Flair. Charlotte won it. And she goes on to challenge Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. She wins the title against Rhea Ripley. She wins the NXT title. And I went over this time and time again. She did nothing to enhance Rhea Ripley. She did nothing to enhance the title. She did nothing to enhance the brand. Rhea Ripley, from that one moment on, has suffered, like Bray Wyatt has suffered, losing to Goldberg in February. This did nothing for her. And she's still feeling it today. No matter how much WWE wants to push Rhea Ripley, no matter how many title shots they want to give Rhea against Io, no matter how many War Games match they could make her look good against everybody else in, no matter how many times they could put Raquel Gonzalez and Rhea Ripley in the ring together. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Two big women going at it. Oh my God, last man standing match. Whatever the fucking case may be for the match they're booking at New Year's Eve. It doesn't matter. Rhea Ripley is ice cold. And I look at Rhea, and I look at somebody that should be on the level of a Bayley or Sasha or Becky. And she's not, thanks to Charlotte. And I look at Rhea, I see somebody that's overproduced. She's not genuine anymore. She doesn't come off as, it may be her. Everything you see may be her down to the last fucking T, but it doesn't come off as genuine. She was genuine last year. Why isn't she the same way this year? Why isn't she the same way now? And I look at Rhea, I see somebody that may get called up to the main roster. They're doing nothing with her. She should be on the main roster right now. Why is she still in NXT? Is she there just to put everybody else over? What more could you do to this fucking woman to stop her and halt her? I don't get it. It's almost as if they're prolonging the inevitable because they know. Triple H knows. Triple H loves her. Everybody loves her. But they know. So they're finding anything possible to keep this woman busy on Wednesday nights. Because they know once Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard sink their teeth into her, she is done. She's never going to be over. She's not going to be over like Sasha. She's not going to be over like Bayley. She's not going to be over like Becky. She's not going to be over like Charlotte. It's over. It's over. Rhea, I would be shocked. And I'd eat my words. I'd say, you know what, guys? I was wrong. Good. I don't want it to happen. But based on prior history, that's the way it's going. I hope I'm wrong. But Rhea Ripley on the main roster, this woman is doomed to fail. Look, she's the female Aleister Black. Aleister Black's got the brooding look and the fucking metal entrance, right? He's got all the tattoos. She's going nowhere. Nowhere. The only reason why she'd be semi-successful is because she's female. And there'd be a bunch of fucking people on social media crying that Rhea Ripley isn't getting an opportunity. Where's that outcry for Aleister Black? This woman is doomed to fail on the main roster. Guarantee it. I guarantee it. This match with Dakota Kai was decent. I love Dakota. I think she's great. Raquel was banned from ringside. Rhea started strong before Dakota managed to smash Ripley's arm into the apron, sending her into the ring post. So Rhea Ripley takes control of the match, comes back. She used her power to overpower Dakota Kai. She was kicking Dakota Kai. She gets in some offense, reversed into an inverted cloverleaf by Ripley. Dakota Kai hits the chiropractor for a near fall. Ripley then hits the riptide on Kai for a pinfall as Rhea stares at Raquel Gonzalez, who is standing on the stage. After the match, a stare down between Gonzalez and Ripley turns into a fist fight, which became a pull-apart brawl. And that was it. That was it. They really played this up like it was a big deal. They had officials and referees out there pulling these women apart. And they booked a last woman standing match between these two for New Year's Evil. So, listen, every time we think Rhea Ripley is done in NXT, they pull her back and they keep her down there. I keep calling her Reina Gonzalez. That was her old name. Raquel Gonzalez. I could see Raquel Gonzalez getting the victory over Rhea Ripley. And being that it's in January, I honestly see Rhea Ripley being done. I said this same shit about Shayna Baszler last year, 4 or 5 different occasions. Shayna's done. She's getting called up. And it was not the case. I have a feeling Rhea Ripley's getting called up after this. Raquel Gonzalez is going over and Rhea Ripley's going to be in the Royal Rumble. I would not be surprised if Rhea Ripley wins the Royal Rumble. She's definitely going to be an odds-on favorite. So we'll see what happens. Last woman standing match booked for New Year's Evil between Gonzalez and Ripley on NXT. We got a very Gargano Christmas continuing in the Gargano household. We got Indy Hartwell opening her gift. A PlayStation 5. Johnny Gargano got Indy Hartwell. If he got Indy Hartwell and Rhea Ripley a fucking PlayStation 5, I'd be a little bit concerned. Maybe Johnny Gargano's got some sources. But he got Indy Hartwell a PlayStation 5. She unboxed this gift, and it was a box. There was nothing in the box, but it was the box for PlayStation 5. She asked, where's the gift? There's nothing in here. And he said, well, I have the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 5 is mine. But I wanted you to open the box because I wanted you to emit that genuine reaction upon seeing the gift. And he filmed it all. He wanted the dramatic effect, but he had a better gift for her. She was now christened with the family name. He says, this is greater than the PS5. Johnny, I love you, bro, but give me the PS5. Really. He has christened Indy Hartwell with the family name. She is now, and listen, this is fucking ingenious. Whoever wrote this, I have to know who came up with this shit, man, really. Was this Gargano? Or was this one of these geek writers in NXT? He gifted Indy Hartwell the family name. She will now be called Indy Wrestling. Genius. Absolutely genius. Johnny Gargano is a fucking legend, man. His heel run might not be the best, but his heel character, man, the way he is coming off, the way he's portrayed this heel character, this is fucking great shit. It really, the reason why I love Johnny, man. Always love Johnny, will always love Johnny. I hope he doesn't go anywhere, man. He's another one that's doomed to fail on the main roster, and I hate to say that. Guy is fucking unbelievable. Unbelievable. Indie wrestling. So Theory was there. He almost shed a tear. He said, it was so beautiful, I almost shed a tear. Awesome. Toni Storm gave Io Shirai some warnings about the NXT Women's Championship. She was interviewed by Mackenzie Mitchell. We've seen a backstage vignette with Xia Li and Boa training at some weird vicinity. We've seen both of them taking intense shots. Xia Li was going at Boa. She was nailing this motherfucker with some stiff kicks, man. My goodness. Showed it in slow motion. You've seen the fucking flesh just bounce up and down from Xia Li's kicks. It's like they were baptized in this thing. They were submerged underwater, suggesting a new beginning, maybe. And we once again got a very quick shot of this cloaked woman. This woman who looked today to be wearing face paint of sorts. Seems to be very warrior-esque. I don't know where they're going with this. I don't know who this is, honestly, that's going to be leading these two. But this is clearly an NXT thing. It may only live in NXT. It's interesting. It's intriguing. I wonder who it is. But again, everything that happens in NXT, it stays in NXT because when it makes the main roster, or if it has a chance of going to the main roster, you know it's never going to be the same again. That's why nobody's watching these fucking shows. Bronson Reed, he went up against Ahante Adonis. Bronson Reed won in 1 minute. I still, to this day, think that Bronson Reed has the best video Titantron screen entrance of everybody in the WWE. Bronson Reed wins in 1 minute. Senton and then his tsunami splash off the top. You could not pay me all the money in the world to lay there and take a Bronson Reed frog splash from the top rope, man. I swear to God, whoever takes that, man, God bless you. God bless you. This guy is fucking like a pancake at the end of this motherfucker. Holy shit. Bronson Reed wins in 1 minute. Mackenzie Mitchell tried to interview Io Shirai. She was backstage in Gorilla. She yelled at the music guy to hit her music. Shirai tossed a chair angrily into the ring. Sat on it. She told Toni Storm to come to the ring. Toni Storm's music played, but out from behind Io was not Toni. It was Mercedes Martinez, and she laid Io out. Martinez tossed Shirai into the corner post, into the steel structure, into the announce table. Shirai tried to fight back, but Martinez shoved Shirai back into the ring apron, threw her into the announce table again, right in front of the announce table. Finally, a table breaks when it's supposed to, and she goes through the table. Martinez posed as the segment came to a close. Mercedes Martinez said, "Fuck you, Retribution. I'm going back to NXT." And, you know, they could come up with all the excuses in the world. She belonged in NXT #1. No reason to call her up so soon. They just gave her this new look and this new Titantron, this new music. They were just repackaging her. She barely even made a match on NXT, and then they want to call her up for Retribution. I wish I could be on a fly on the wall for that fucking phone call when the main roster called up Triple H. Yeah, we want Mercedes. Probably yelled at them. You fucking serious? I just gave this woman a brand new look and a brand new everything, and now you want to take her away from me? Here she goes on social media. She says, the reason why I'm not on TV right now is because of COVID and yada, 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 and all these excuses about COVID-19. I would be a betting man, take the fucking money, and say that Mercedes Martinez went to management and said, I am not right for this. I can't do this. I don't want to do it. I want to go back. I signed after a lifelong dream to fucking make it here. You pull me out of NXT to do this shit and put me under a mask, under a different name. Guarantee it. Mercedes Martinez worked 20 years in this business to be pulled from NXT to be put under a fucking mask and be named something else that's not Mercedes Martinez? All of her years for what? That's not what she wanted. Who the fuck is going to know who she is? All of her body of work erased for this? Guarantee it. So she called up Triple H. Triple H pulled some strings and boom, back in NXT. Io versus Mercedes Martinez should be very interesting. This makes Io a prime target for Ember, Toni, and Mercedes Martinez. And when Candice gets back, Candice. That women's division is stacked. Stacked, I say. Best women's division in the world. Only got better. Back at the Gargano household, the final gift from Johnny was to Candice. It was a destroyed wheel from Shotzi Blackheart's tank. She said he spent 17 hours in a junkyard looking through the rubble for the last remnants of Shotzi's tank. LeRae absolutely loved it. The four posed for a photo as Theory stuffed his face with protein powder. They all said Merry Christmas for the photo, and Theory spit powder all over the place in the Gargano household. Awesome stuff there. Probably the best part of the entire show. Leon Ruff versus Timothy Thatcher. Ruff got no entrance at all. Timothy Thatcher, he's not everybody's cup of tea. Great wrestler, not for me though. Thatcher grounded Ruff early, worked a brief chin lock, wrenched Ruff's head, pulling on his nostrils. Back elbow by Thatcher sent Ruff quickly back into the mat. Thatcher was all over the place here, man, just destroying this poor schmuck. Ruff jumped into a headlock, and then another headlock, and Thatcher broke it. Ruff tried to run the ropes, and Thatcher hit a back elbow. Suplex then followed. Thatcher called out for Tommaso Ciampa to show up. Thatcher was working on a submission hold on Ruff, covered his mouth to keep him from breathing, rolled him up for a 2, hit a couple of knees to Ruff's midsection. Ruff tried to throw a couple of strikes, got nothing on this guy. Belly to belly by Thatcher. Thatcher then went to the outside, got a chair, set it up where Ciampa sometimes sits to watch the matches outside. Thatcher then went back into the ring. Ruff rolled him up for a 2. Ruff hit 2 kicks, a lariat, couldn't take Thatcher down. Ruff then went for a springboard, back elbow, got hit with a European uppercut, suplex, couple of kicks by Thatcher. Thatcher then went for the kill. He lifted up Ruff, held him there, looked to the ramp again. Ruff rolled up Thatcher for a 1, 2, 3 clean. Leon Ruff pinned Timothy Thatcher clean on NXT. Thatcher then tossed Ruff around. Ciampa showed up, hit Willow's bell. He told Thatcher, "So you want to fight? I'll see you in the fight pit," to Timothy Thatcher before giving him one of his kisses on the top of the forehead. Ciampa sat on the chair, slapped his own back, and walked off. Now, I don't know why they're pushing Leon Ruff in any way possible. They're even giving this poor fucking schmuck another shot at Johnny Gargano in the North American title. Whatever. He ain't winning the fucking title back from Gargano. Ciampa's getting Thatcher at New Year's Evil in a fight pit match. Or pit fight. Fight pit. I wonder why. This was not supposed to go on. I don't even know what the fuck they're arguing over. What are they fighting over? First of all, Thatcher lost clean to Ciampa at the pay-per-view. Then he loses here clean to Leon Ruff. So what do you think is going to happen in the fight pit? Ciampa's going to lose? Ciampa's better than that. Who has more upside here, Thatcher or Ciampa? I think I'm going to go with Ciampa. Because when Cross wins that title, I could assume that they're going to revisit Ciampa, and you got to make Ciampa look good. Where is Thatcher going? Thatcher's a badass, I would say. So having him lose in a bloody fashion might only enhance him to be a fucking badass. Ciampa can't lose here. Ciampa can't lose here. But this is the sad state of NXT and their creative writing. Thatcher lost to Ciampa. Ruff beat Thatcher. So why are we making this match out of nothing? Seems like the only reason why the match is being made is to load up the New Year's Evil show to take eyeballs away from NXT. Oh, look, we got a fight pit match happening. You don't need to watch TNT. Damian Priest was in a backstage segment, promoted his match with Karrion Kross at New Year's Evil. He said he'd punk out Kross in front of the world. Sure you are. I love you, man, but you ain't beating Kross. Dexter Lumis, he is so good at what he does. They made him the official host of New Year's Evil. He put finishing touches on a drawing of Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez, and he captioned the drawing, "Last Woman Standing." And a lot of people were asking, is Dexter Lumis that good at artwork? Did he draw that picture? Yes, he did. That's all his work. He is a talented motherfucker, is Dexter Lumis. Breakout star in 2021 is Dexter Lumis. Call on it right now. Ariya Daivari versus Tyler Rust with Malcolm Bivens. I didn't really see much from Tyler Rust here. In fact, he was on the defensive most of this match. Daivari did a little ground and pound as Bivens said he hadn't done anything yet. Daivari talked trash to Rust, who grabbed him, put him in a triangle, and held on to it for a 4 count. Daivari reached the rope for a rope break. Rust threw some kicks at Daivari's arm. Uppercut by Rust. Rust then put on a arm submission using his legs that did not have a name. It was just a submission hold. They really touted this guy being a submission specialist. And Vic said he was a diamond in the rust. Ugh! Vic Joseph. Ugh! Vic Joseph. Tyler Rust wins in 4 minutes. Leon Ruff, like I said, was walking out of William Regal's office. He said that William Regal gave him the best gift of all, a rematch for the North American title at New Year's Eve. Great. He also gave you the gift of an L, too. You can join Humberto Carrillo on Tuesdays in catering. Karrion Kross cut a promo about Damian Priest making the biggest mistake of his life as he works his way back to what he never lost, the NXT title. Then we got Adam Cole versus the Velveteen Dream in the main event of tonight's show. This was a good match. I actually enjoyed this match more than I did their fucking TakeOver main event match. But it really felt like it was rushed. Like they made a match for a main event tonight and they had no idea what they needed to put on in the main event tonight. So this was the only thing they could put on. Adam Cole, it seems like they're just finding anything for this poor guy to do because they don't want him to get called up. They don't want to give him to the main roster, which I don't blame them. So they're trying to find anything for this poor guy to do. Velveteen Dream, he'll never be the same. I don't know, man. Nobody's digging Dream at all. He just gives off that vibe of, I don't care. And he's way too good for that. Hopefully he can battle through all this negativity, man. Hopefully next year is a better year for him. But this is nothing more than WWE wanting to get Dream back on television. They didn't really do much of anything with him this year. You know, he had a couple of big moments, a couple of big matches on TakeOver. Challenge for the North American title was in that ladder match. But it's WWE trying to keep Adam Cole grounded in NXT, and they're also trying to find something for Velveteen Dream to do. That doesn't make for a good recipe, man. It comes off that way when I watch these two guys in the ring, and if you've been watching NXT long enough, that's the vibe you get. Early control of the match goes to Velveteen Dream. Cole got control early, took it right back from Dream. Cole pumps a kick to Dream. Pete Dunne comes out of nowhere to attack Roderick Strong on the outside. He hits the bitter end on the ring apron, which did not look very good. Pete Dunne came out and attacked Roderick Strong, and he came out without his theme music fucking playing. My God, man. Surprise, surprise. So we go to commercial break. We go to commercial break, back from break. Dream misses the purple Rainmaker elbow from the top rope. Dream dives to the outside, gets hit with a super kick from Cole. Adam Cole nearly hits a super kick on the referee late in this thing. Dream gets a roll-up. Adam Cole stopped before he super kicked the referee. And Velveteen Dream took advantage of this miscue and rolled him up. Only got a 2 count. Purple Rainmaker by Velveteen Dream netted him a near fall. Cole then hits the last shot on Dream for the win, and that was pretty much it. Post-match, Adam Cole says the NXT title is coming back to the Undisputed Era as we go off the air, and that's the way NXT went off the air 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. They did an overrun because they wanted you to stay with them because they knew AEW was going on right after the NBA game. Really didn't make sense for a main event. Honestly, I would have ended the show with Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez, to be honest with you, in that pull-apart brawl. But it is what it is. And I'll tell you, man, NXT, you know, if there's one thing about 2020, NXT needs to get back to basics next year. We need live audiences at these shows, and they need to get back to fucking basics. Whatever happened in NXT, man, I don't know what they're going to do to fix this shit, but it does not resemble anything close. It doesn't feel... The most important thing is it doesn't even feel like NXT. It doesn't. I see NXT superstars, but it doesn't feel like NXT. It really doesn't. And they're loading this New Year's Evil show up, man. My God, do they not want you to watch AEW Dynamite? They're making it to a point where I might actually have to cover that on that Wednesday instead of Dynamite. Raquel Gonzalez and Rhea Ripley, last man standing. Or last woman standing. Cross versus Priest. Gargano versus Leon Ruff for the North American title. Then they got Kyle O'Reilly versus Finn Balor for the NXT title. It's unbelievable. They're loading this fucking thing up. Loading it up. But that's what they do, man. Counter-programming AEW is what Triple H does best. Their best creative move is them counter-programming AEW. That's pretty much it, guys. Let's hit the Super Chats. Super Chats are open if you guys want to get them on in. They are open, man. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, man. I know this is not a typical Wednesday. I know this is why, listen, this is why I don't cover NXT, man. Normally, we'd be at 1,200 people, nearing 1,300 people live on the live stream. We broke 700 once tonight. This has been, and this is the decline of NXT. It just sucks. And everybody feels the same way, man. Well, thank you guys so much, man. Remember, follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. And I want to thank my sponsor, Dr. Squatch, man. As always, you guys want some good shit, go and get yourself some Dr. Squatch. Right now, they got a 40% off holiday sale. You guys can use our code SCRIPT at checkout and save an additional 20% off the 40% you're getting already. They got soaps, they got cologne, they got deodorants, they got toothpastes, shampoos, you name it, man. Look and smell your best this holiday season, and everything is organic. You guys are getting natural ingredients, man. None of that produced garbage, synthetic garbage, man. Dr. Squatch is fucking awesome, man. drsquatch.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout. Let's go over these super chats, man. Papo Jr. with a $2 super chat. Great fourth quarter, man. Jason Tatum, bro. Too bad I don't watch NBA, man. Too bad I don't watch NBA. I'm waiting for my Braves baseball to come back. Matt Eagle, $3.99. Happy holidays, JD. Have a glass of eggnog on me. I might actually have a fucking glass of eggnog while I go back and watch AEW tonight. Sounds like a good idea, man. Matt Eagle, thank you so much, brother. Wrestling with Respect with a $20 super chat, man. Thank you all for your hard work this year and every year. Can't wait to see what the tribal chief of the IWC has in store for us in 2021. Jenny and Matt. Appreciate you guys. I wish you guys success as well in 2021. I got some things up my sleeve. Me and my boy Big Hodge are working on a completely original project that is going to blow people's minds, man. This is so big, it's going to take me to 200,000. And we are going, I'm telling you right now, man, remember the name. C&C. Telling you right now. Me and Hodge are blowing up. We are going to be the talk of the wrestling world. I'm telling you right now, man. This project is going to be classy. Watch. And I'm getting back into commentary. Hog hopefully will start up again next year. And I got some dates with some other promotions already in the books, signed, sealed, and delivered to do promotions and commentary, man. I can't wait. And of course, you know, Off the Script is going to be even better than ever. But thank you guys, Jenny and Matt. I appreciate you, and happy holidays to both of you. Laura Conway, $4.99. Have a Merry Christmas. I'm recording AEW tonight so I can be here in support. We love you. Thank you, Laura. Happy holidays to you and your husband. If all goes well, I should have a review of Dynamite with Jesse live tomorrow. So make sure you guys are following me on social media for all of the details for that. Jacob Donnelly with a $5 super chat. Watching this stream while watching AEW. Hope you have a Merry Christmas and drink lots of eggnog. Jacob, happy holidays, my brother. No eggnog for me during the holidays. Mad Elf from Troegs is where it's at. Chris Hassel, $9.99. Hey, what's up, JD? F the haters and keep doing you. You're the best in the IWC. Have a Merry Christmas and have a cold beverage on me. Chris, happy holidays to you, man. Kevin Langoff. JD, you got Shrek'd. I was dying, man. Do a Geek of the Week. Give it to me. Got a good laugh today. Thanks, bro. Fuck Christian Miracle, man. He's a complete fucking Eugene-esque Ryan Satin lookalike motherfucker. Clip it. Send it to him. I don't even give a shit. First of all, the fucking guy... Listen, the guy told me today... He's like, you do it for the money. You do it for the views. Of course I do. Just like every other fucking content creator on here, man. Ask Keemstar why he does it for the fucking YouTube paycheck. Because of the money. Does it for the views. You fucking serious? Everybody does it for the fucking views, man. You start off as a fucking piece of shit, bullshit zero subscriber channel, you do it for the fucking views, man. They all got aspirations for the views and the clicks and the fucking subs. So much so that fucking people buy fucking subs. You fucking moron. Then he's got the balls to tell me, oh, well, if wrestling content didn't exist, I'd still be here, but you wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. Oh, man, I got more talent in my fucking pinky than half of this goddamn community, man. Give me a fucking break. I could come on here and sit in my fucking kitchen and make myself a cooking show. People would watch just as much as they do my wrestling shit. What a fucking geek. Love the haters, man. I love the haters. I really do. Channel blew up this year. More views than any year I've done YouTube. The biggest paydays I've ever had on YouTube happened in September, October, November, and December. Oh, man. I love it. I love it. And I'll be back doing pro wrestling commentary next year, man. What are you doing? But I'm negative, says the guy. I'm negative. He's nothing but a hater. Meanwhile, you look up and down his fucking channel, he's got nothing but videos. Everything wrong with WWE, man. The word wrong emits negativity. It's enough burying the fucking guy. Moving on. KB. $4.99. Hey, JD. Been a fan since 2018. Just curious on how you feel about the way Pete Dunne is being used currently, and how would you use him creatively? He just got back, man. Let him do his thing. I could see him as North American champion. He's not winning the world title. That title is going from Bálor to Cross, and Cross, forget about it. If he stays down in NXT for a year, he's going to have it for a year. If he's down there for 2 years, he'll have it for 2 years. Cross is not being beat. I'm surprised Cross is even in the fucking promotion now anyway, upon return. I figured he'd show up in the Royal Rumble. And Ultimate Blue Eyes, White Dragon. I don't know who the fucking mystery woman is, man. Who is the mystery woman of Xia Li training? No idea. It's probably some Japanese superstar that Triple H whisked away from stardom and has a very short shelf life on WWE television, is my guess. You know, Edgar Estrada, he knows when to leave the super chats, man. As soon as that pilot fucking revving of the engine comes up, that revving of the Mustang comes up, he knows, man. He knows. Edgar Estrada with a $20 super chat. Sup, JD? Don't care for NXT, but love you always. Merry Christmas. And shout out Jada Bolden, Christian Rivera, Hoot Media, and the OTS fam. Happy holidays, you fucking goons. Enjoy some drinks on me. OTS for life. Edgar, you fucking beast, man. The snow's melted. The Mustang has been freed from its icy prison. Michael Novak in the chat. No, I'm not doing an AEW review tonight. I more than likely will do it tomorrow for any Christmas Eve festivities. Furious Nation with a $10 super chat. Look at this motherfucker. Hey, JD, what's up, dude? Been a fan since 2016. Should Kyle O'Reilly win the NXT Championship at New Year's Evil? By the way, you are better than the Wrestle Geeks. A, I know. Thank you. And B, no. I think something happens next week, or at New Year's Evil. I think something happens there. I think Bálor wins it, and we get Bálor and Cross, and he drops the title to Cross WrestleMania weekend. Guys, I'm getting out of here, man. That was it for the review. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Make sure you guys are up to date on when I go live tomorrow for AEW. I probably will be with Jesse, but you guys know it's that time, man. I'm taking my cold beverage. I'm getting in the Mustang. It's going to be 56 fucking degrees tomorrow in New York City, man. I'm rolling those windows down. Blast that music. And we're riding off into the sunset, man. Pilot's coming on. Leave me those guitar emojis. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for AEW Dynamite, man. See you guys later. Hey, Christian Miracle, the Beast got a fucking message for you.
From me to you, go fuck yourself.